The unexpected flop of Lazerbeam's video game. I didn't even know he
People
had
thought
one.
Lazerbeam's video game could be the next Fortnite, but with only 10 people playing at any one time, and comments calling it the worst game I've installed, something clearly went wrong. It all began with this tweet here. I am making a game. I ain't telling you anything yet. The most liked response gets a skin in the game. Wishlist the game on Steam so you can test it with us. Mr. Fresh Asian had made a similar tweet, attaching a short trailer giving their fans a sneak peek.
Teamed up.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your new world boss.
Screenshots on Steam showed graphics like Fortnite, which made total sense, as this is what their combined over 30 million followers already played and actually enjoyed.
Well, boss guys, Glennon and I love this game. We've been working on it for a while. Definitely come test it with us.
Can't wait for this game. Looks like lots of fun. Hyped for the game, can't wait. This game is about to be the new Fortnite. Additionally, it was being developed by Australia's largest video game developer, who clearly done an incredible job when they'd finally released the open beta. Players found it to be a mix of Fortnite and TF2. Players are dropped into an arena and have to kill other players to move up the ranks. Upon reaching first place, you're given the role of world boss, who has extra health and armor, although everybody now knows your location. The gameplay showcase gained 200,000 views, implying loads of people would be rushing to install it. Naturally, Lazerbeam and Fresh also began to promote the game. Fresh posted 2 dedicated videos, totaling north of 3 million views, whilst Lazerbeam filmed the game with Lachlan before officially promoting the game's release. I spent 365 days making a game.
Alright, that's well, boss.
It's like
Obviously,
King of the
still
Hill.
early access on Steam, but try it out, give us your feedback.
Having added another 5 million views worth of exposure, the game seemed guaranteed at least moderate success. Comments read, since you guys are popular, you guys will instantly have a popular game, although for whatever reason, this simply didn't happen. Despite almost 10 million viewers learning about the free game, it achieved an opening peak of just a little over 1,000 players. The month after it was 800, then 300 the month after that, showing that the game clearly had some problems.
That's the problem with developing stuff as a creator. Even if you're huge, you have to continuously push it, no matter what.
And on top of that, you have to push it. It has to be.
I mean, that's with anything though.
It's like understanding what fits with your audience. Like, your audience is there for Fortnite content. Your audience is a Fortnite content. Fortnite first fan, your second. So I think it's a little bit maybe ego driven to believe, oh, if I drop a game, my fan base will choose this over Fortnite. When they're here, it's a 50-50 split. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, they do have a lot of fans though.
Yeah, they do
have a lot of people that like them for them. But it also has to be, the game has to be so like, it has to be a certain level of like addicting to keep them, because they gonna play it because they like you. But if it don't have that umph to it, they just gonna stop playing it, whether it's a few days or even if they play it for a month or two, they just gonna stop. So it's like, you know.
After that, showing that the game clearly had some problems. Of the hundreds of negative Steam reviews, most mentioned the game's poor graphical performance. One user wrote, this just feels like a laggy Roblox /
it was laggy.
I can only run 45 FPS on an RTX 3080, whilst another said I have an RTX 2080 and I get 40 to 60 FPS when fighting. Lowest settings. The game is not optimized at all. Getting terrible FPS was a universal problem, as was the game's constant unexpected crashes. The game
now it's like the promoting it only does the game harm, because they get on it and find out it's not optimized or whatever.
Your video was even glitching.
The early problems were best summarized here. I mean, it's pretty fun, but it needs a shit ton of work done to it. There are so many bugs that are real easy to fix. You guys should have done more work to it before release. These reviews were acknowledged and
that's also something else. It's like, these are independent people making a game. Who said it was easy to fix?
Yeah, bro.
If it was easy, hell, Black Ops wouldn't have so many fucking bugs if it was that easy. And they got all the money in the world.
They got bugs for days. Mike can't even see his gun.
I can't, bro.
We got mixed reviews on Steam because the game kept crashing, but we fixed it.
However, later in the video, Lazerbeam experienced more bugs of his own.
My RPGs aren't firing? Look away, look away, look away.
Joking that the game is perfect and nothing is broken. Despite this, the game was now crashing less frequently, which should have helped it retain a player base, judging by reviews such as it'll be a good game once they fix all the technical issues and bugs. However, even after these problems were solved, World Boss was still rapidly bleeding players, as the gameplay itself also had many issues. It gets boring quickly, and I don't get anything out of the gameplay. This game gets boring way too easily. The gameplay is somewhat okay at first, but gets repetitive quickly. Sadly, the game seemed to lack any meaningful variety, with the official Twitter page even joking, "My favorite thing about World Boss is probably how unique of a game it is." I mean, how often have you seen guns in a video game? Guns, truly pushing boundaries. The game lacked meaningful objectives or worthwhile goals to work toward. Becoming World Boss was the only primary target.
The objective was really to just be World Boss and just have an HP buff, and that's it.
And people complained that even this was too difficult to be fun. 99.99% of games you join are almost 15 plus minutes in, and you spawn with over 500% less health than every other player. I spawned in with 1000 health. The World Boss, who's supposed to be the best, has over 7.5k health. What a legit joke. To put me in 5 straight games at level 1, when the World Boss and 4 plus other players are level 15 plus, with 5 to 10x my health is laughable. As a result, players completely ignored the World Boss and just tried to fight each other.
Instead of everybody teaming up to take down the World Boss, people would just avoid fighting the World Boss altogether and just keep fighting amongst themselves to level up.
Which kind of made it a mediocre shooter with no real advantage over other similar games. Another issue was that the mechanics weren't intuitive. For example, when Fortnite was first released, you could watch someone play it for less than 5 minutes and have a decent understanding of the entire concept. With World Boss, however, even after watching many different videos and playing multiple rounds yourself, the concept and objectives are still
really gotta
foggy.
think out.
It seems the only thing that did work well was the World Boss in-game item shop.
Despite the fact that the game launched in a broken and unfinished state, it had full-on microtransactions on day one.
Good to know that despite the terrible condition this game is in, they prioritized adding microtransactions over playability. Obviously, this wasn't really...
that don't really mean...
That's not how it works.
That's not how it... You gotta think. Okay, we put out the beta. We test. Okay, everything seems to be outside of these few things we discovered with the beta. We're gonna fix these few things and everything else seems to be good. You drop it and it's like, oh shit, more problems. You gotta fix this. Just because the microtransactions is something that doesn't break easily.
That doesn't mean that...
That doesn't mean they prioritized it. Yeah, come on, man.
Guess we back again with Gamer Subs. What's up, chat? You might be asking how did Conor McGregor get here? You're asking too many questions. The boys over at InternetCity have teamed up with Gamer Subs. If you go to gamersubs.gg/InternetCity right now, you can get 10% off. I'm talking flavors like raw meat, guacamole, gamer fart. And these two right here, we got the nuclear section and chug juice. You either go, or I'm gonna go with you. Guess who's back again!
Fresh and Lazer's fault.
It just didn't
However,
break.
their promotional activities weren't perfect either. For example, when World Boss first came out, Fresh hadn't made a video in more than half a year, and returning specifically just to promote the game wasn't exactly the greatest look. The thing is, Fresh quit working on the game and quit gaming in general, and Lazerbeam just clearly gave up after that. Lazer only ever made the one video about it, and perhaps sold it a little too casually for something they'd spent so much time on. 5 months after they opened early access, the game was down to 160 concurrent players, at which point Lazerbeam appeared on Impulsive.
Maybe. My guess. It now sounds like they got approached to make a game. And they was like, oh, that sounds cool. And they just gave minor inputs comparative to the people that actually came up with the game.
Or they could have came up with the game, and when you have a passion project and is overwhelmingly perceived negative, you want to separate yourself from it as well as walk away from it. Like when your fan base is actually dickheads and actually negative about something that you actually care about, it's going to adjust your feeling, one, towards your fan base, and two, towards that product that you made. So it could stem even a negative, like, bro, I don't even want to talk about it.
I didn't want to do this no
more.
Like
this was fun for me and y'all ruined it.
Yeah.
And it's like there, it also goes to the other side of it. It's a lot of shit out of their control. Like all computers can have the same parts and still not run exactly the same.
Exactly.
So
I'm learning that now, bro. Shit was having on my. He was like most people that get computers don't hook up all the shit that you got hooked up to it. Everything has a driver. Everything has to communicate. Everything got to be up to date. You got Windows trying to update. Go XLR. The mouse and keyboard shit. Mouse and keyboards cause more problems than you think. The Ethernet got everything got a driver that needs to communicate with all of the different shit. So like even with computers, it's like you just gotta, unexpected things happen. Especially when thousands of people are playing one thing when you only tested it with 100.
And you also have to think about when a game is downloaded opposed to when it exists on a test bench, it's going to run differently.
Yeah.
On a test bench, it could be running optimal. And they can test it on several different test benches and it runs optimal. And then when you make a purchase or download something, that purchase or download, when you download the game, however, for whatever reason, won't run the same how it runs on their test bench. So there's so many different things that goes into it, bro.
Yeah. And then he also put it in perspective. He was like, this computer, just one piece, the CPU is doing, 10 billion math equations per second. And that's just the CPU. Then you got the graphics card doing all these different equations. Then you got the other pieces and all this shit. It's crazy.
It's really bound to fuck up.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like a PC running normal, truth be told, that's the audit. When you have a PC that's running normal, no hiccups, that's the audit. Most people, most days, you run into issues with your PC and you're like, that just happens. If you think about it, shit happens on your PC most of the time and you just... it is what it is.
So like he said, fucking Windows will update something. Now OBS gotta be like, fuck, now we gotta update this. And now the Logitech gotta be like, damn, they changed this. When it was running like, oh fuck, now we gotta hurry up and push out, we gotta figure out what to update and then hurry up and push it's
constantly
piece.
Several different things.
Yeah.
It's constantly different companies working to upgrade their own product independently, but then have to do hot fixes to work with another company's hot fix for their own thing that adjusts and changes something else within different coding. You're trying to counter code and code shit you don't even know what changed, and it's across the board.
When the game came up in concurrent players, at which point Laserbeam appeared on Impulsive. When the game came up in conversation, Laserbeam talked about it being a difficult business.
What about World Boss?
That is cool. That is cool. Games are tough. Games are very tough. Games take years, and we're still developing it.
Mainly owing to extreme competition.
The response is really cool and people really get behind it, but at the same time, when you're competing with Fortnite, you're competing with Call of Duty, you're competing with all these massive games, it is a process to compete. I think the base of the game is great and we're getting there. It's just, with gaming, it's just so hard to just nail it.
Lazer further added,
to get people addicted to playing your game is a very difficult task.
So hard.
So I can promote it as much as possible, but it's they're not gonna endlessly just play it because I say, hey, play the game.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm going through that right now. Right now, there's several games I want to play. Marvel Rivals. I'm loving Marvel Rivals. Yesterday I played Call of Duty. I'm like, okay, now I want to get back into Call of Duty. We have to play Throne and Liberty, because we started a guild. I'm really enjoying Throne and Liberty, but above all these games, I'm loving Monster Hunter more than every other game I played.
So go ahead.
So I'm like, okay, promise we're gonna play this, so I'm gonna play it. But it's fuck, I really just want to get back to Monster Hunter because the game itself has been made addicting and made fun, not from anyone else, but just from my experience in game and playing with CJ, Skull, and Colt. The four of us doing it was super fun. So it's the promotion of the game doesn't make it addicting. It's being in that game's ecosystem.
man. It's you wouldn't. Fortnite got lucky. Let's just put it there. Obviously, people had to sit back and think, okay, what's the concept? Blah blah blah. What da 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 da. When Fortnite first came out, it wasn't the Fortnite we discovered in 2018. It wasn't that Fortnite, bro. They had to make adjustments, and then then it became the Fortnite, and then once it blew up, then they made more adjustments. Man, bruh. And then PUBG was already out. Niggas wasn't addicted to PUBG. Same concept. Niggas wasn't addicted to it.
No, actually, that's the thing.
It wasn't as big as.
I don't think Fortnite did get lucky. I think Fortnite saw the success of PUBG and was like, oh, we can capitalize on it. Because PUBG being the big battle royale, and I think at the time it was maybe just mobile or some shit like that. They saw and was like, maybe we can redo this, but tune it up.
When their original version of Fortnite wasn't the Fortnite that we saw when it blew up. That's what I'm saying. There was the first drop of Fortnite, and then they made some changes, and then it blew up. So it's like, yes, we can say, it's just like with YouTube, we can say, oh, that person is doing this, we can capitalize, but you still have to get lucky in like how the game or the product or the content is. You have to get lucky that people will resonate with this. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm saying.
Promoting a video game being extra hard, as you can't promote it in every upload like Feastables or Prime. Being unable to thrive without constant promotion, the World Boss player base only fell further. However, the game's full version release had the potential to bring it back to life. That announced that everything is changing in World Boss 1.0 with a brand new map and an actual objective in each game. Lazerbeam was hyped about the new updates, which had reignited the interest of over 100,000 people. However, again, for whatever reason, this simply didn't translate into actual players, with the official release barely making an impact. That very same month, PlaySide released their yearly financial report, announcing losses of 5.7 million. They'd cite there is a risk that new title releases are not received in a positive manner by the market, or generate the anticipated level of player engagement. This can lead to lower than expected revenue, possibly referring to World Boss. PlaySide therefore accepted that it couldn't be saved, and completely stopped updating the game. The official Twitter and Instagram were both abandoned, whilst Lazer and Fresh both stopped talking about it. This dropped the player base lower and lower, to the point of being unable to fill a single lobby, creating a brand new game-ending problem. No one plays this, it's all bots. Every single lobby is just bots. Lobbies are entirely bots if you can connect to one.
Now, I'm not accusing them of putting fake players in the game, but like 90% of these people feel not real.
Each lobby needs at least 14 players, which the game rarely has at any one time. Therefore, in every single game, you're just versing 13 other bots who are so incredibly easy to beat, you can get hundreds of kills with just a couple deaths. My first game, I got 185 kills. Love it. Against bots. These lobbies are so unchallenging that once you get World Boss, you can just stand still and have the entire lobby spraying you without it barely having an impact on your health. The current state of the game
they did drop it
here. The so-called players are bots, and the game is way too easy, and it's pretty shit.
Yeah, man, it's just that shit hard, bro. That shit hard. They let it go.
Yeah,
they let that.